So, ladies and gents, the trailer for Roadhouse is here. Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor. Yeah, it's a movie. It's actually a movie. The trailer's good. I'm gonna cop some flack. All right, I know a bunch of people are gonna be like, sacrilege, blasphemy. What do you want about? But I enjoyed the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I had a good time with the trailer. It was genuinely pretty decent, the trailer, actually. So, it's unfortunate that it looks like Amazon, well, it is, it's confirmed, that they are not putting this in theatres. It is a streaming exclusive, Amazon Prime. And the director, Doug Liman, is boycotting the premiere of his own film. And he's called out Amazon hard for their lie. Because if you don't remember, when Amazon bought MGM, they made a big song and dance of saying, we're going to invest $1 billion into theatre movies. We're going to support theatres, theatrical releases. That's not happened. It's not happening at all. I don't know what last MGM movie was released in a theatre that was now under the banner, or the banner that Amazon bought, and then it was a production which, that would have been part of this $1 billion worth. I don't think there has been one. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I genuinely would love to hear it, but I don't think there has been. So it's fascinating to see them just get called out. I mean, this guy's got nothing to lose. He doesn't care. He's not going to get any back-end deals. His contract's probably screwed. He's going to be really annoyed. So hit subscribe if you're new here. I'm going to dive into his comments today. They're fascinating stuff. And Amazon's just being called out. Torn apart, actually, and deservedly so. Do follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at Missed Reviews. Roadhouse. Jake Gyllenhaal takes on Conor McGregor in badass new trailer. It's a good trailer. It's a good trailer. It's fun. And I've been saying this about movies for a while. We need new mid-tier films. Long gone are the days where we got mid-tier films, which we used to get all the time. We used to get them in theatres all the time, these mid-tier films. Now it has to be a blockbuster. Since when? That's why the industry's dying, because you're just focusing on blockbusters all the time. But anyway, look, the film synopsis in this adrenaline-fueled reimagining of the 80s cult classic, ex-UFC fighter Dalton takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida Keys Roadhouse, only to discover that this paradise is not all it's... I mean, it's Roadhouse. Alright, it's Roadhouse. And look, is it a remake? Is it creative bankruptcy? Yes. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. It absolutely is. But the trailer was still fun. Alright? Roadhouse will host its world premiere at South by Southwest 2024 Film and TV Festival next month. And while a few stars will likely be in attendance, it's been confirmed that Doug Liman himself will not. And he confirmed this to Deadline yesterday. So the acclaimed director announced his plans to boycott the film's premiere due to Prime Video not granting his film a theatrical release and sending it straight to streaming, despite the film testing higher than any of his previous releases. And higher than a lot of films, actually, if we can believe him. Which I got no reason not to be fair. But look, here's what he says. When Roadhouse opens the South by Southwest Festival, I won't be attending. The movie is fantastic, maybe my best, and I'm sure it will bring the house down and possibly have the audience dancing in their seats during the end credits. But I will not be there. My plan had been to silently protest Amazon's decision to stream a movie so clearly made for the big screen. But Amazon is hurting way more than just me and my film. If I don't speak up about Amazon, who will? So here we go. When Amazon bought MGM, one of the few remaining studios making big commercial films for theatrical releases, movies like Bond, Creed, they announced that they would put $1 billion into theatrical motion pictures, releasing at least 12 a year. They touted it as the largest commitment to cinemas by an internet company. I can tell you what they then did to me and my film Roadhouse, which is the opposite of what they promised when they took over MGM. And they did promise this. They did make a big song and dance about it. The facts. I signed up to make a theatrical motion picture for MGM. Amazon bought MGM. Amazon said, make a great film, and we will see what happens. I made a great film. We made Roadhouse a smash hit. Amazon's words, not mine, by the way. Roadhouse tested higher than my biggest box office hit, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It tested higher than Bourne Identity, which spawned 4 sequels. I'm told the press response has been Amazon's best since they bought MGM. Roadhouse has a strong tie-in to the UFC, which has a rabid and loyal fan base that has spawned over 1.5 billion social media impressions for the film, and marketing hasn't even started yet. The action is groundbreaking, and Jake Gyllenhaal gives a career-defining performance in a role he was born to play. Audiences will want to see UFC megastar Conor McGregor take his debut swing at Jake on the big screen. The reality is there's nothing quite so fun as a good bar fight. What else could I have delivered to the studio? Nothing, it turns out. Because contrary to their public statements, Amazon has no interest in supporting cinemas. Amazon will exclusively stream Roadhouse on Amazon's Prime. Amazon asked me and the film community to trust them and their public statements about supporting cinemas, and then they turned around and are using Roadhouse to sell plumbing fixtures. I mean, he's gone to war. He's absolutely gone to war. Where's the lie? It's a bit difficult to argue with him. He rips Amazon a new one. I know it's no longer Jeff Bezos, but Jeff Bezos, you bozo. Yeah, it is a bit difficult to argue with him. I love his statements. I think they're great. I think they're fantastic. If all of this is true, if it did test high and stuff like that, why aren't you releasing it? You know, and especially if you see the response to the trailer, surely you would want to then turn around and change stuff. Surely, at the very least. Just from a money-making perspective, it's so bizarre how these companies just chuck stuff straight on streaming. Like Amazon Prime, I'm pretty certain, I mean, they've had to fire loads of people. It's not like they're making great deals of cash flow at the moment. Especially since they spent $1 billion on bloody Rings of Power. So, terrible stuff. And if you watch the trailer, you'll have a good time with it. It's a good trailer. Again, I know, creative bankruptcy, I'm aware, blah, blah, blah. But it's still a good trailer. I would have liked to have seen this on the big screen. I think this would have been fun. I think people would have had fun. So, bizarre. But look, Hollywood director tears Amazon Prime apart. Thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.